Welcome to the Fall 2022 Commencement Exercise at Northwest Mississippi Community College. Please stand for the procession as our administrators, faculty, and graduates process in. Please remain standing for our invocation given by Amber Saturday, followed by our national anthem led by our Northwest Mississippi Community Choir member.
Hello. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Amber Saturday. I welcome you all here today to this special occasion. I would like to start today with an open prayer, Psalms 121, verses 1 through 8. I will lift my eyes to the hills from where comes my help. My help comes from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not allow your foot to be moved. He that keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he that keeps Israel shall neither slumber nor nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade upon your right hand. The sun shall not smite by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve you from all evil. He shall preserve your soul. The Lord shall preserve your going out and coming in from this time forth, even forevermore. Like you, I have encountered many challenges in my life and often struggled to find strength to get through another day. You are not alone. The strength given from Him to keep going shows true character. This verse has resonated throughout my life, and I hope it does the same for you all. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Awesome. Well, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, good afternoon, and welcome to the 2022 Fall Commencement Exercises for Health Sciences for Northwest Mississippi Community College. I'm Michael Heindel, the president of the college, and we welcome our graduates, families, friends, and all of our guests here today for this joyous occasion. You know, the vision of Northwest Mississippi Community College is that the college transforms our students' lives, enriches our communities, and strives for excellence in our educational programs and services. And honestly, I can think of no better way to fulfill our college vision today than to do what we're doing, which is really, in just a very short time from now, be able to see our graduates walk across this stage to see their educational goals fulfilled, which will then allow them to more fully transform their lives. As you came on campus today, many of our guests who came on campus today, maybe you've noticed some construction projects taking place. I want to mention just a couple of them this afternoon. We're very proud of several of these projects, and the first of which is our new Northwest Center for the Performing Arts. It's the building located right across the street from our Coliseum, and it is finishing up its construction. Will be open in the spring semester in January, and it allows for growth of our music department, all of our bands, choirs, piano students, and entertainment industry studies program. That's our recording music program that we have here at the college. Our inaugural season was recently announced of all the great performers that will be coming to the center, the Performing Arts Center. And so please consider joining us for a concert, or maybe you have a couple of concerts you can join us for. Our soccer softball complex facility was recently completed, which will allow for more suitable space for our championship soccer and softball programs. Construction is also taking place here at the Senatobia campus in the Student Center for a brand new 5,000 square foot Chick-fil-A restaurant. Now, this is going to be a game changer for our campus, for our students, and our community. So we're very, very excited about it. Construction is taking place in it right now. Will extend through the spring, most likely open late spring, early summer. It is indeed a great day to be at Northwest. We're registering for the upcoming spring semester. Dr. Rush will be mad at me if I didn't mention that. We're registering for the spring semester. So if you have any family or friends that are interested in coming to Northwest, please let them know. We begin classes, for none of y'all, by the way, hopefully not. But classes will begin on January 17th, 2023, and excited about that spring semester coming up. I want to mention just a few folks this afternoon, call your attention to them, bring some recognition to them. And so if you'll just bear with me for a few more moments, I want to introduce our executive team. I'm going to call them all by name first, and then we'll have the opportunity to recognize them collectively in just a moment. And they're going to stand as I introduce them to you all. First of which is Dr. T.J. Walker, our District Dean of Students here on the platform, Mrs. Patty Gordon, our Executive Director of Institutional Advancement, Mrs. Angel Nickens, our Dean of E-Learning, Dr. Don Jones, our Dean of the Oxford Center, Dr. Jeremy Isom, our Dean of Early College Programs, Dr. Keith Reed, the Dean of our DeSoto Center in South Haven, Dr. Stephanie Mullins, the Dean of our School of Health Sciences, Dr. Tanya Rush, our Associate VP for Student Services and Enrollment Management, Dr. Carolyn Wiley, our AVP for Academic Instruction, Mr. Dwayne Casey, our Associate Vice President for Career Technical and Workforce Solutions, Dr. Andrew Dell on the platform this afternoon, AVP for Community Relations, Dr. Matthew Domas, our Vice President for Instruction, and Mr. Jeff Horton, our Vice President for Administration and Finance. Folks, would you please join me in recognizing and thanking these leaders for all they do to help move our college forward. I'd also like to thank this afternoon our custodial team, our maintenance team, our grounds teams for the great work they do every day, but especially on a day like today to make sure that the campus is clean, safe, secure, a great place for a special day that we have today for our guests and graduates. Would y'all join me in thanking them this afternoon? Likewise, I'd like to thank Chief Kenny Free, our entire police department at the college, and all of our Northwest staff who do a tremendous job to ensure that we have a great day today as well. Would you join me in thanking them this afternoon? Now, what is several things that are unique about this health sciences graduation, but one of those is so neat. It's a time-honored tradition here at the college. It is where the Gideon organization has provided special white Bibles to our healthcare graduates today. Today with us again, we have Mrs. Ruth Ferguson to distribute those Bibles, those special Bibles to our graduates. Would you join me in thanking her for this opportunity? I would also be remiss this afternoon if I did not recognize our amazing faculty who are here today, most of which are on the floor here seated. They do a tremendous job. They work tirelessly, particularly this past year and this fall, to make sure all of our students are successful. And so I'd like to ask our faculty if they would please stand, and let's recognize them this afternoon for the tremendous job they do every single day. Lastly, I'd like to thank our District Director of Admissions and Records, our registrar here at the college, Mrs. Angela Dortch, and the entire Admissions and Records Office team for the hard work they put in today in order to make sure this day is a very special and memorable day. Folks, would you please join me in thanking Ms. Dortch and her team? I am pleased and excited, honestly, to introduce our speaker for you all this afternoon. Quentin Whitwell is an attorney and entrepreneur licensed in Mississippi in the District of Columbia. He currently serves as CEO of Progressive Health Systems Incorporated with some 800 employees in various hospitals and facilities in North Mississippi in the Delta, including Quitman Community Hospital in Marks, which is a critical access hospital, a surgery center in Tupelo, and Tunica County Clinics. As co-owner of the Panola Medical Center, a rural Mississippi hospital, Mr. Whitwell serves as the CEO and chairman of the board. Additionally, Mr. Whitwell is the COO and legal counsel for Alliance Healthcare System Incorporated, which is a hospital operating in Holly Springs. In addition to his extensive healthcare experience in management and day-to-day operations, Mr. Whitwell has litigated in court and advocated in the halls of state capitals and the United States Congress on numerous issues facing providers and operators on healthcare matters. He spent many years in service in Jackson as a city councilman and founding member of the Palm Bridges Tennis Foundation prior to moving back to his hometown of Oxford. Mr. Whitwell was the 2005 recipient of Mississippi Business Journal's Top 40 Under 40 Award, is on the board of the William McGee Institute, which is a foundation dedicated to turning the lives and really helping college students get away from addiction, and is a member of the University of Mississippi Hall of Fame. He serves on the board of trustees for Oxford University United Methodist Church as well. He's been married to his wife, the former Ginger Gordon, for 25 years, and they have 2 children. Their daughter Davis is in graduate school at Loughborough University in London. She's studying graphic design. And Gordon, their son, is a freshman at Ole Miss who is on the Ole Miss tennis team. Folks, we're excited to have Quentin with us this afternoon. Would you please join me as he comes to the podium, our speaker for today, Mr. Quentin Whitwell.
Wow, what an honor to be with you for this graduation of the health sciences. I know you're excited, and I know that you are energized about all the hard work you've done to this point to get where you are to embark on this career. And so I'm here to share with you a little bit about my experiences in healthcare so that you can kind of identify exactly what you're getting into and what you have to look forward to. Before that, I want to just congratulate you all for having such a fabulous audience with you, family and friends. Thank you all for being here. And I have a couple of people myself that came. So my father, Bob Whitwell, is here in the audience, and my mother, Martha, and then my wife, Ginger. So Bob Whitwell was on the football team at Northwest Community College in 1965 when they won the first state championship, and he's in the Hall of Fame here. And he has stood at this podium before about 25 years ago. So it's my honor to be in a legacy position. Also, my mother credits Mr. Woolfolk for getting her into chemistry, where she became a chemistry and physics teacher for many, many years. And many people are providers to this day thanks to her teaching in high school and ultimately at Ole Miss. So this is what we're here to talk about today. What does healthcare mean to you? I can tell you what healthcare means to me, but I can't tell you what it means to you. You have to decide for yourself what it means. But I also am here to tell you that regardless of what you or I think about what healthcare is, what it means to the world is tremendous. Because of you, lives will be saved. Because of you, people who have some of the most biggest scares of their life, health concerns, they will be comforted, they will be saved, and ultimately, some of them will be through you giving compassion and service. Yes, healthcare is about the body. Healthcare is science. Healthcare is a lot of studying. But what healthcare really is about people. The reason why I began to buy rural, failing hospitals in North Mississippi is because I believed that they could be successful. When I walked into Panola Medical Center, it was one day away from being closed. It had lost $8 million that year. People told me I was nuts. Within 3 years, we had turned the hospital around. What's the difference? Still got the sleep lab, still got the emergency room, still got the rad techs, still got the CT machine, still got the cardiac therapy, still got the wound care. The difference is the way the team coalesced around one another. Don't ever forget that in healthcare, whatever you do, you're a part of a team and you're a part of an ecosystem. If you're running on the ambulance truck, you're bringing it to the ER, to the hospital, and then the ER's got to get it to the hospitalist. And then there's all these outpatient services that you provide. And we're so thankful for what you do. But the key to your success is going to be the culture that you create around you and the people that you create with you. In my life, I have gotten to the point where I am because of 4 key principles that I want to share with you. One is, don't ever take no for an answer. I had a gentleman that I wanted to be business partners with as I was transitioning from a job as a lobbyist for an association to doing it on my own. I just drew up the documents, told him he was going to sign them. He couldn't take no for an answer, and we became very successful at the Talon Group for many years. The other is see the best in others. You know, if you're not just looking out for yourself, say there's somebody else here that graduated with you, and they don't really believe that they can really be the best they can be or do what you know they can do. Encourage them. Ask them to apply for that other job that they don't think their resume is quite strong enough for yet. See the best in others. And don't be afraid of failure. The first time I ran for public office, I lost. The second time I ran, I got 90% of the vote. What was the difference? I'm still the same person. It was the experiences. It was being willing to put myself out there. It was knowing the timing was right. Don't be afraid of failure. And last of all, surround yourself with people even greater than you. If you're a 3.5 student, hang out with the 4.0s. It's going to bring you up. One of the things that I remember very vividly is I was in the court where 6 hospitals had filed bankruptcy. And I was introduced to this very nice, sharp-looking gentleman, but he was very quiet, very to himself. And I said to myself, this guy is the smartest guy in the room. He was buying another hospital. I was buying another one. I found him. I tracked him down, and we shared our mutual plans, and he ultimately became my business partner. Surrounding yourself with people better than you. So I'll leave you with this. I was listening to a podcast recently where a gentleman was talking about his desire to be a musician. And he spent 15 years on the road trying to make it big. And he had always heard in his life that if he believed in something enough, that he would get there. Well, today, he's not a musician. He never made it big, but he is famous. He's now one of the funniest people in comedy. He now writes scripts and plays and does all of these wonderful things. And he shared that the difference was not only do you have to believe in yourself, but you have to know who you are. I spent a career in law and lobbying before I ultimately settled into rural health care. And it wasn't until I found that I found who I was, but the journey along the way is what prepared me for who I was to become. So even here today, as you get this degree, many of you will go on to get other degrees and add to your repertoire of services. Or you might be inspired by someone in a different role, and you may move to a different position. But if you believe in yourself and you find your core source of who you are, you will be elevated. 2 key principles to learn: pivot and shift. Pivot and shift. In your life, you may be going in a direction and you may realize, I need to move a different way. Pivot and shift. In my life, early on, before I really became comfortable in my own skin, I was determined. I was very determined. But I wasn't willing to see what could be until I learned to pivot and shift. So my final message for you is this. You will have trying times in your career in health sciences. All the things you do, you will see some wonderful miracles, and you will see some very sad, tragic stories. But if you overcome adversity and you seek out and find opportunities, then you will be the best you can be. And you will create your own fate. And you will bring healthcare services to the culture that it needs to be so that people can be inspired. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you so much, Quentin. Appreciate that inspiring message, your friendship to college, and your partnership as well. One of the things that we added to the health sciences graduation, another special component, was a student address component. And we wanted to add this address today, and coming to the podium now to deliver this student address for us is Mr. Robert Tyler Whiteside. Would you join me in welcoming him to the podium this afternoon?
Thank y'all. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. That was a bucket list thing, and y'all just all helped me achieve it. Thank you. As I thought about all the ways that I wanted to start this graduation speech, classmates came to my mind, but that was way too corny. And new graduate healthcare workers, or the future of healthcare, but those didn't sound quite right either. What I realized when I reflected on how to give this speech is that we are so much more than the things that I have listed. Those speeches might be perfect for any other group or any other school, but it's not for ours. The time our instructors, directors, and we have put in will make us much more than just a brand new graduate worker in healthcare, but we will be healthcare workers who will blow employers away. We will be employees who will not just meet the basic skills and knowledge that a new graduate should have. We will be healthcare workers who will rise to the top. Employees who will bring knowledge, leadership, teamwork, and empathy to the respective places of work and communities we start in. I think back to the time when I started my first semester of nursing school. My first checkoff, for example, was on vital signs, and I think I can speak for most that my classmates, we were terrified. I remember my partner for apical pulse almost not being able to count mine because my heart was beating so fast. What about when we had our first clinical experience, when I thought that I was in over my head? Or in second semester when our class had our test over fluid and electrolytes and ABGs, and at that point I was certain I was in over my head. Despite these times, I remember the times in every semester when we rose up, we showed competence and intelligence, not just in the classroom, but also in clinical. There's a Greek word that I think about frequently. It's tetelestai. In English, this word translates into "it is finished." Now, we could think about this word in many ways. I think this word could be representative of our completion of school, our early morning clinicals, long study hours on material we thought we would never understand, and check-offs that would truly add an additional layer of stress. However, this word means so much more. The word appears in the New Testament of the Bible only twice, once in John 19:28, and again 2 verses later in 19:30, as Christ took his last breath and satisfied the will of the Father for you and for me. While our college experience may be completed, our work here in our community and our world is not. The word servant leadership means so much to me. Servant leaders have one goal in this world, and that is to serve others. What an amazing quality for all of us to adopt as we serve our communities in healthcare. You see, servant leadership is easier said than done. To be a servant leader, you must put your personal feelings for someone else aside to be able to serve that person. It's easy to serve the person who mimics the Pauls, the Moseses, the Mary Magdalens, the Esthers. But the hard part comes when you have to serve the Judases, the Goliaths, the Pharaohs, the Pontius Pilates, and the Barabbases. See, Jesus didn't care what these people had done or what they were going to do in the future. He washed their feet and served them regardless. That is my challenge to you all today. Serve regardless of how somebody treats you, their track record, or their attitude. Serve and love for one reason alone, because your Creator and your Lord and Savior loved you first. That is my challenge for you. Love like Jesus. I wish you all the best of luck. Praise the Lord, and go Rangers.
Thank you so much. Well, this is an important question for our graduates on the floor this afternoon. Will the graduates and the candidates for the degrees of Associate of Arts in Nursing, Associate of Applied Science, and Career and Technical Certificates please stand? Students, you have met the requirements for graduation as set forth by the Northwest Mississippi Community College Board of Trustees, the administration, and the faculty. Therefore, by the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees in the great state of Mississippi, I hereby award to you the credentials of Associate of Applied Science and Career and Technical Certificates. Students, please move your tassels to the left. You all may be seated for just one more moment. We're about to have this amazing time where you come across the stage and we're able to call your names. And what I want to do is just deliver a message to everybody in the room that it's important that friends and family be able to hear their loved one's name called. And so we're going to have time. We want to celebrate throughout, but we also want to celebrate at the end in a major, major way as we congratulate our graduates this afternoon. So I guess the thing that I'm asking this afternoon is that we would all be mindful of that and be courteous and allow other graduates' names to be heard and to be called. So please be mindful of that as we go through this next part of our celebration, our ceremony, our commencement ceremony this afternoon. We're going to have an opportunity at the end to celebrate in a major way the accomplishments of our graduates. But you know what? maybe we should just do a little practice before we get into this part of the. Would y'all join me in congratulating the graduates of the fall 2022? I'm sure it's going to be like even more, like twice that amount, Ms. Dortch, when it happens, when they finish, when they walk across. But would you please proceed with the ceremony?
Will the graduates of the Associate of Arts in Nursing, Associate of Applied Science, and Career and Technical Certificates please come forward to receive your diplomas? Corliss Bobo. Fletcher Clark. Caitlin Gilly. Brett Hatton. Emma Hughes. Alyssa Skelton. Shakila Talley. James Vest. Willie Washington. Wyatt Whitfield. Paul Winters. Joshua Witt. Jakaya Abram. Lachey Benson. Kendra Berry. Sanaya Bledsoe. Layla Blissett. Skylar Burke. Valerie Campos. Alyssa Cologne. Zandasia Crawford. Shavante Davenport. Denaya Davis. Brittany Fitzgerald. Landry Fuller. Michaela Garrison. Chloe Gibson. Markivia Geis. Aaliyah Hagan. Lachey Hayes. Taekwondo Henderson. Tawana Herbert. Dorian Holmes Parmerly. Jakyla Jefferson. Brittany Johnson. Caitlin Johnson. Lanisha Johnson. Takaya Jones. Gary Jones Jr. Jasmine Jones. Nakaya Lee. Jakyla Liner. Stephanie Locke. Salia McIntosh. Emily Moncrief. Lily Catherine Mooney. Amanda Nash. Kara Nicholson. Shaquela Porter. Blanca Ramos. Khadidra Robinson. Kyrique Sisk. Aria Smith. Zakira Smith. Chelsea Watson. Cameron Woods. Jesse Abbott. Layla Barney. Heather Bridges. Zakaya Burt. Michaela Carlton. Jasmine Chandler. Gabrielle Dunn. Miranda Gladney. Andrea Gonzalez. Morgan Hale. Ashley Hardiman. Samantha Harrell. Lucretia Hill. Shatrias Jennings. Antoniqua Johnson. Nyla Lamar. Lawson. Emily McBride. Rayanne Miller. Anna Pullen. Shabrikiana Robinson. Shalane Rogerson. Kaylee Shaner. Beyonce Shaw. Lakrita Turner. Lauren Williams. April Wilson. Larissa Baruska. Ethan Moore. Ariana Nash. Robert Gibbs, summa cum laude. Juliet Fagan. Joyce Ashley Miller. William Lucas Reinwald, magna cum laude. Annie Kate Van Landenham. Joellen Bailey. Taylor Crossland. Carly Martin. Madison Parsons. Amber Saturday, cum laude. Aaron Aldenson, magna cum laude. Allison. Brittany Baldwin. Taylor Barton. Angela Beard. Megan Bowling, cum laude. Ann Clanton. Hannah Colley, magna cum laude. Emily Crockett. Alex Cunningham. Kristen Davidson. Presley Farr, cum laude. Jesus Flores. Summer Gazaway. Harley Gleason. Hannah Gowan, cum laude. Kirsty Greer. Kaylee Hargis, cum laude. Sarah Beth Hollowell. Richard Hutton. Tyra Jernigan. Johnny Johnson. Amber Jones. Simi Jones III. Heidi Lynch, cum laude. Mabus Neal, magna cum laude. Chanel Olay Tubo. Sierra Parrott. Jean Pate, magna cum laude. Brooke Philbin. Charlene Ring. Robert Rognes, cum laude. Marky Roser, cum laude. Jakaya Sims. Miracle Smith, cum laude. Caden Stewart. Tamara Stewart. Lauren Taylor, cum laude. Jonathan Tintoni. LaBrittany Thigpen. Caitlin Tidwell, cum laude. Christian True. Caitlin Wells, cum laude. Kayla White. Robert Whiteside, cum laude. Audrey White. Cecily Williams, cum laude.
And folks, would you join me in congratulating all of our School of Health Science graduates this afternoon?
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the School of Health Sciences will pledge their oath. Will the graduates of the Emergency Medical Service Program please stand? Mr. James Stooke, Program Director, will lead them in their pledge.
EMT class of 22, will you take your candles and light them, please? All right. Recite after me your emergency medical technician's oath. Be it pledged as an emergency care practitioner, I will honor the physical and judicial laws of God and man. I will honor the I will follow the regimen which, according to my ability and judgment, I consider for all benefit of patients and abstain from whatever is deleterious or mischievous, nor shall I suggest any such counsel. And to whatever homes I enter, I will go into them for the benefit of those that are sick and injured, never revealing what I see or hear in the lives of men unless required by law. I shall also share my medical knowledge with those who may benefit from what I have learned. I will serve unselfishly and continuously in order to help make a better world for all mankind. While I continue to keep this oath unviolated, may it be granted to me to enjoy life and the practice of the art, respected by all men in all times. Should I trespass or violate this oath, may the reverse be my lot. So help me God. Turn your lights on, please.
You may be seated. Will the graduates of the Healthcare Assistant Program please stand? Ms. Samantha Howington, Program Director, will lead you in your pledge.
HCA graduates, light your candles and recite with me the Healthcare Assistant Pledge. I earnestly promise to myself, God, and the presence of this assembly to diligently, under the supervision of a licensed nurse, provide basic nursing care to ensure the safety, comfort, personal hygiene, and protection of patients and residents in a licensed long-term, intermediate, acute care facility, or as a home health aide. I will refrain from performing any nursing services that require a professional nursing license. I will do all within my power to maintain and raise the standards of nurses' aid healthcare practices, and will hold in confidence all patients and residents committed to my keeping. With respect, dignity, and commitment, I will administer care to the patients and residents delegated to me. With fidelity will I endeavor to aid the nurses in their work and devote myself to the welfare of those residents and patients committed to my care. Thank you.
Will the graduates of the Practical Nursing Program please stand? Ms. Betty Ginn, Program Director, will lead you in your pledge.
Practical Nursing, please make sure to illuminate your candle. On page 13 of the program, please recite with me. Before God and those assembled here, I solemnly pledge to adhere to the code of ethics of the nursing profession, to cooperate faithfully with the other members of the nursing team, and to carry out faithfully and to the best of my ability the instructions of the physician or nurse who may be assigned to supervise my work. I will not do anything evil or malicious, and I will not knowingly give any harmful drug or assist in malpractice. I will not reveal any confidential information that may come to my knowledge in the course of my work. And I pledge myself to do in my power to raise the standards and the prestige of practical nursing, May my life be devoted to service and to the highest ideals of the nursing profession. Please extinguish your candle.
Will the graduates of the Surgical Technology Program please stand? Ms. Kathy Wilburn, Program Director, will lead you in your pledge.
Surgical Technology graduates for 2022, please light your candle and repeat with me. As a surgical technologist, I shall do all within my power to maintain the highest standards of professional conduct and patient care, to hold in confidence with respect to the patient's beliefs, all personal matters. I will respect and protect the patient's legal and moral rights to quality patient care. I will not knowingly cause injury or any injustice to those entrusted to my care. I will work with fellow technologists and other professional health groups to promote harmony and unity for better patient care. I will always follow the principles of asepsis, maintain a high degree of efficiency through continuing education, and practice surgical technology willingly with pride and dignity. I will report any unethical conduct or practice to the proper authority and adhere to the code of ethics at all times with all members of the healthcare team.
Will the graduates of the Funeral Service Technology Program please stand? Mrs. Ebony Duke, Program Director, will lead you in your pledge.
Funeral service graduates, will you please light your candles and repeat our oath with me? I do solemnly swear by that which I hold most sacred that I shall be loyal to the funeral service profession and just and generous to its members, that I shall not let the constant relationship and familiarity with death give me cause to yield to the carelessness or to violate my obligation to society or to the dignity of my profession, that I shall obey the civil laws, that I shall not divulge professional confidences, and that I shall be faithful to those who have placed their trust in me. While I continue to keep this oath inviolate, may it be granted to me to enjoy honor in my life and in my profession, that I may be respected by all people at all times. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Will the graduates of the Cardiovascular Technology Program please stand? Mr. Troy Day, Program Director, will lead you in your pledge.
Northwest Cardiovascular graduates, will you please light your candles? Say the oath with me. As a cardiovascular technologist, I will place the safety, health, and protection of the patient above all other interests. I will demonstrate and maintain professional competence in all aspects of patient care and within the scope of practice as defined by my employer. I will represent the cardiovascular technology profession accurately, honestly, and without fraud or deception. As a cardiovascular professional, I will uphold professional standards by adhering to defined technical protocols and diagnostic criteria. I will represent my qualifications honestly and provide only those services for which I am qualified to perform. I will defend and protect the patient's right to privacy and confidentiality unless required to disclose such information by law. I will voluntarily report any criminal behavior resulting in a conviction of a misdemeanor or felony. As a cardiovascular technologist, I will consistently maintain and improve professional competence through regular assessment of skills, continuing education, experience, and professional training. I will avoid deceptive acts which misrepresent my academic or professional qualifications. I will act in a manner free of bias with regard to religion, ethnicity, gender, age, national origin, disability, social or economic status. Congratulations.
Will the graduates of the Associate Degree Nursing Program please stand? Ms. Lacey Gentry, Program Director, will lead you in your oath.
Please light your candles of knowledge and recite the Nightingale Pledge with me. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to faithfully practice my profession of nursing. I will do all in my power to make and maintain the highest standards and practices of my profession. I will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping in the practice of my calling. I will assist the physician in his work and will devote myself to the welfare of my patients, my family, and my community. I will endeavor to fulfill my rights and privileges as a good citizen and take my share of responsibility in promoting health and welfare of the community. I will constantly endeavor to increase my knowledge and skills in nursing and to use them wisely. I will zealously seek to nurse those who are ill whenever they may be and whenever they are in need. I will be active in assisting others in safeguarding and promoting the health and happiness of mankind. You may be seated, and congratulations to you.
And now is the time to give our School of Health Sciences one another round of applause. Please stand and join me in singing our alma mater. Will all gentlemen please remove their caps?